Welcome everyone to a second episode of Alumni Podcast. I'm your host Adit, and today we are going to reconnect with one of our outstanding alumni from IMI Bhubaneswar and dive into their journey, experience, wisdom since they have left the institute. Today's guest is Mr. Aditya Jayaraman, who has completed his master's degree from IMI Bhubaneswar in the year 2018 to 20 and is currently working as systems analyst in Qualcomm. Now we would like to invite Mr. Jayaram to give us a brief introduction about himself. To you, sir.
Hello, hi everybody. Thank you for having me on this podcast, Alex. This is really a pleasure for me to be here. I've had the best phase of my life in IMI, and I'm looking forward to share those memories and my own perspective towards how the experience has been through. Right? So I'm looking forward to this conversation. So feel free to ask me anything. Even we can go out of the script.
Yes.
So it's all up to you.
Sure, sir. Sure. Uh, sir, let's start with the question, sir. So, can you please tell us your experience that you had in IMI, and sir, how did it help you with being a systems analyst?
So my experience, as I said, right, the 2 years that I've spent in IMI Bhubaneswar, they have been one of the best phases in my life. So not just because I learned a lot of new tools, techniques, methods, frameworks, that's all there. The academics is all there.
Yes, sir.
But there was something that goes above and beyond all those things. IMI actually taught me to be more inquisitive, to be more curious throughout my life, and always, keep an open mind to always keep learning. That is how you will grow. So that is what IMI has taught me, and that's the best advice that anyone has ever given me.
Lovely, sir. Lovely. Sir, can you please tell us the skills that the institute helped you to develop that helped you in converting your first interview?
I would say it was a mix and match of a lot of practice. Largely, it was due to the skills that I have gained, being part of the IMI alumni. Right? So those 2 years literally have been the greatest learning phase. So I ventured into so many new facets within management science, right? So I never thought I could be able to do that. So that enablement was definitely there, but there was also a lot of luck that played its part, and also a little bit of hard work.
Okay, sir. Lovely, sir. Sir, can you please tell us that from where this spark of getting into analytics it appeared from? Like, sir, what exactly inculcated the interest of studying about analytics and getting into that field?
But I did, get into analytics when I was in Bhubaneswar, but my job role kind of required a different aspect altogether. So probably we'll talk more about it later. But when I was in IMI, all the subjects that you study, right? You study consumer behavior, you study marketing, you study digital marketing, you study finance, you study accounts, so much, right? So every subject I could only relate to the business intelligence and the analytics part of it. So that was the first thing that I could relate to. I could definitely relate to other things later on, but that's what hit me first. So that's when I grew more curious about this field because it was new to me, and I knew that subconsciously that it is going to be the future of the industry with Industry 4.0 going on then.
Yes, sir.
Right? So it was all about what is coming up next, and then I wanted to be a part of that. That's what got me into analytics. But now I think I've stayed far behind from that because I am not in touch with data analytics. But yes, business intelligence, I do create a lot of KPIs, OKRs, and reports in my current organization, which kind of align with the business intelligence aspect of it.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay. So, sir, can you please tell us something about your job role as a systems analyst, and so also, sir, what an average day in your life looks like?
Absolutely. So my job role is quite misleading, I would say, because I am not exactly a systems analyst at Qualcomm. So when they hired me, that was the position on offer. But my job role was quite different. So when I got into Qualcomm, the first year I was basically part of a administration and operations group, right? So we used to handle all SOWs, procurement related legalities, staffing operations, all of your HR trackers, and monitoring the current metrics, staffing metrics. So that was what I was part of. But later, slowly, I ventured into becoming a project manager, and I handled a lot of
So a lot
transformation projects in
of
Qualcomm. Sorry, Avit?
I'm sorry, sir. So I'm saying, can you please repeat the last part?
I was just saying that but when I got into Qualcomm, the first year I was mostly into admin and operations work, but
Okay.
slowly I started venturing into project management. I managed a few greenfield implementation projects in Qualcomm,
Yes,
and those are IT transition or transformation projects. And then the last 1.5 years, I've been more of a Scrum Master here, an Agile coach who I kind of support
yes.
transforming the Agile set with.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, okay. So that's lovely, sir. So, sir, like you were telling me about a job role, anything and everything, sir. So there must be a lot of pressure and sir, against the expectations from your subordinates and at times from your superiors as well. So, sir, how do you cope up with all of this? Like, is there anything that you do? Like, do you work out or do you meditate or do you just sit down or listen to music? Like, so what do you do to cope up with all of this pressure, sir?
So in those aspects, I would say I am quite lucky because I don't have a lot of work-related anxiety and stress.
Okay.
My team is wonderful. My manager is really, really understanding. So they are more like have become more like a family to me. So I don't really have a lot of anxiety, but whenever I do, I kind of just spend time with family, and I also game a lot. So I have a PlayStation and I spend a lot of time on it, and then that kind of helps me with it. And yes, I do go for a leisurely drive now and then. But yes, I don't usually face a lot of stress, so I'm pretty good with it. I feel very lucky to be.
So that's lovely, sir. So even I related with that PlayStation part, sir.
Oh, so you also game a lot. We should definitely hang out offline sometime.
Sir, sure, sir. So trust me, sir, that time welcome. Uh, so, sir, you were a part of placement committee as well, if I'm not wrong, sir.
Yes, I senior placement committee, but I kind of dropped out when I got into the senior placement committee.
Oh, okay.
That was more so that I could focus on my learnings, because the placement committee requires a lot of commitment, time, and efforts from your part, right? Because it is a big responsibility to be part of the placement committee, because the entire batch, placement prospect lies kind of in your hands.
So, sir, can you please?
So that kind.
Yes, sir. So I was asking, sir, can you please share with me the experience? Like, sir, when you enter into college, you're in the perception that, okay, we'll study, we'll enjoy, but then suddenly you're in placement committee and suddenly all this expectations and everything, it is just, sir, it's like put on you. So how did it feel and how did your first year go? Like that's what basically that's what I'm asking basically.
Oh, as I was telling you, right? So I was not in the senior placement committee because the pressure got up.
Yes.
So it was very stressful, and you know how it is. 3 months, you'll have assessments, you'll have assignments, you'll have so much to study. There are at least on an average 6 to 8 subjects in a trimester,
Yes.
and then that is a lot of pressure. And it really kind of caught up to me in the first year, but yes, I then focused on my priorities. Then when I got into the second year, I could not handle that stress. So I quit the placement committee and largely focused on garnering my own skills. And in the second year is when I started to go into the faculty cabins to meet them, to have discussions, to have my doubts raised in front of them.
Yes.
So that's when I started all of those things, and that is what helped me the most. It's not your time spent in the library and your night study, burning the midnight oil.
Yes.
That's not what matters. But that 15-minute conversation that you will go have with Manit sir, Rahul sir, RVK sir, Bindu ma'am, or Supriti ma'am, and any of the faculty,
Yes.
right? So those 15-minute discussions every day are going to take you forth.
Great, sir, great. So, is there any other advice that you would like to give to the students who would be listening to this podcast like, later on when it is uploaded?
I think I'm not sure if a lot of people will agree to it, but my kind of motto in life is to always be flexible, to always be open,
Yes,
to not be rigid in making your goals and setting your objectives.
so that's
Because if you have an open mind, right, you have a lot of options that you can get into. If you are rigid, then you take failures, but I'm not good with, so that is why
yes, yes. So that's like
my
encasing
mind at
yourself in the
one
box.
certain thing.
If I'm not wrong, that's like encasing yourself in the boxes. So if tomorrow an opportunity comes up, but if it does not match with your goal, so you would just let it go. If you have a rigid mindset.
I would see what the opportunity offers me. So if the value that it offers is greater than the misalignment between my goals and the opportunity itself is more, then I will definitely take the opportunity, even if it does not align with my own goals.
Yes, yes.
So that is what I mean by flexibility.
By
So
being
you have to assess. So it's a case by case, situation to situation kind of a thing.
yes, 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 sir. Uh, sir, can you please share some of your funny moments from your college days? So something that we can laugh about now.
I think that will put a lot of people in a lot of trouble. So we should take that conversation on offline. But yes, we've had a fun share at IMI, and we've had a lot of fun, beyond the classes and
Yes, sir.
the assignments and the get-togethers and the events. So
Yes,
I'm not sure if I can share all of those things here, but yes, you probably get my point.
yes, sir, so I'm getting your point, sir. At amphitheater, or sir, at mess, or sometimes in the hallway as well. I get it, sir.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we've been to the midnight strolls to all the classrooms,
Yes, sir.
and we've been inside the classrooms in midnight. So we've done it all. So that's what I would say.
That's lovely, sir. That's lovely. So, can you please share your views on the faculty of IMI and so any experience which so helped transform you in the individual that you today are?
So I would say the best thing about IMI is that you don't have large batches, right? It's only maximum 200, 250 students there in two batches.
So my batch
So
has a
that
total of
gives you
180 students, like just the first.
180 students. Oh God, I did not know that.
Yes, sir.
But yes,
There'll
with that, I think
be
the time that you spend with the faculty one to one will also be a little less than what we had. But I'm not sure of that. But the best thing about the faculty for us was they were always available. They had an open door policy, and a lot of the faculty stayed at the campus itself. They resided there,
yes.
especially Shantanu sir. And then we've had a lot of discussions in the evening, and we've been to him just for casual talk,
Okay, okay.
academic. So uh, all the entire faculty is so supportive, and you don't have to just go and talk to them about academics. You can just go and ask them about life advice.
Yes,
How do
sir.
they cope up with life?
Yes,
And
yes,
that is what has helped us to be, stress free even in the IT industry where people say it is very stressful.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, so that's so true, sir. So you can learn a lot from the faculty because they already have that corporate experience with students they aspire to have.
Exactly, exactly. So there's nobody better who understands you than the faculty. And then they already know where you're going to go. It is that you probably have to talk to them for them to let you know.
Yes, 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 sir. Yes, sir. So that's so right, sir. So, sir, with this, sir, we would like to bring this podcast to an end, sir. So, thank you, Mr. Jayaraman, for sharing your insights with us. It has been very inspiring to hear from you. We would like to conclude this talk with saying that always remember, no matter what happens, your alma mater will always stay with you. So, sir, thank you so much for sharing your insights with us, sir. Uh, we can just only wait and see how many students you will inspire with your talk and with your experiences, with your insight. So thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you, Adit. Thank you for having me. It is really, really my pleasure to be of any kind of support that you guys need. It is always a pleasure to connect with the alma mater, and then I am sure that I've said a few things that you might also relate to,
So truth be told, I
and
related
then that's all
almost
that
all of it.
matters.
I related with all of it, sir. Like it has been so insightful for me. So
Thank you so much for that. I'm glad that I was able to inspire you even a little bit that time. Thank you for having me, and it was absolute pleasure for me.
thank you for your time, sir. This is Aditya Agarwal signing off. Thank you, sir.